Okay, so if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I like to utilize single purpose and dedicated items for specific needs. For example, the phone. Having a phone, these things are amazing. These are a marvel of technology, right? They can do everything. But that also means that the temptation of being distracted is quite high. So, for example, if you say, okay, this is a great gaming device, you are totally right. But if you game on this, there is always some notifications or this luring attraction of, okay, let's check what's on TikTok or Instagram. Oh, I saw this thing on YouTube. Let's buy that thing and go on to Amazon or wherever you want. So my argument was always get a device like the Anbernic RG35XX Plus as a dedicated gaming device, because here you can play any game, or not any game, retro gaming, without getting distracted. Therefore, this gets your undivided attention. Or utilize a camera for photography. Yes, your phone is really capable, but again, maybe you want to just walk and shoot some photos. Another distraction from a notification, or it lacks physical button, which is also another benefit of a dedicated device. You have more or less in most devices physical buttons, and therefore it makes the interaction for the purpose of that device a little bit better. Then you also have something like Kindle or an ebook reader, where it enables you to just read a book instead of kind of having distractions. Hence the reason of me being on the internet and seeing a couple of devices that, for example, are really popular at the moment, like the XTE Ink X4 or X3, which is a small little e-paper e-book reader that you supposedly can attach via magnets to your iPhone, or in my case, probably not on this phone, but on any other phone with MagSafe. But that totally defeats the purpose of this device, in my humble opinion, because it's such a small e-reader that you can basically carry everywhere, keep in your pocket, and purposefully take that out, read on a book without getting distracted by your phone. So I went down this deep rabbit hole and was looking at reviews about that device, and I almost pushed the order button. But this brings me to a different topic that I really want to talk about, because I also have a bag that is the North Face Basecamp Duffel. I have been using this for at least 15 years. I made a long-term review. It basically already falls apart a little bit, but it has so much character. It has scratches, holes and stuff like that, and I am about to go to a trip to Bangkok for a Muay Thai camp, and I thought maybe I should buy a new bag. Same thing with this e-reader. Oh, that device could help me to get away a little bit of this. And also I sold all of my hardcover Harry Potter books because I just needed some space, and I thought like, okay, it does. And you know how it is? I sold it and I was like, maybe I should read that again. Another thing where I kind of thought to myself, okay, maybe buy that little e-paper reader. So I went down this rabbit hole, watching a lot of reviews, again, also with the bag. And then I caught myself. I was like, do you need actually a new bag? This bag, yes, it's 15 years old and it's broken as hell, but it still works. And I love that bag. Do I need that thing? And I also thought like, okay, you tried using a Kindle, you tried reading ebooks, and I have an old Kindle, but I never carried it around because it's a little big, and truth to be told, I have I'm paying for Audible, but I saw a couple of my audiobooks just vanish, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit being at the mercy of Amazon with ebooks, and just knowing that they could just take away your purchase. And this is a whole different video, a whole different debate, so let's not go down that rabbit hole. Long story short, I didn't utilize the Kindle as much as I wanted to, so I was kind of like, should I actually try and invest in this X4, X3, this small little e-reader, and spend some money? Just like with a bag, spend some money, and I'm thinking like, oh, but you have a bag. And then I kind of convinced myself, hey, you have a Samsung Fold 5, which you can fold up into a tablet size phone. And yes, it's reading on this is not the same like reading on e-paper. Reading on e-paper is great. It's a great experience. But again, I thought to myself, do I really need to buy this? Because I don't know if I will read as much as I think I will. With gaming, it's a different story. I just know I will game. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe let's try it out. So I got myself the first Harry Potter book, which in actuality, if you are on Amazon Prime here in Germany, you get the first book for free. You can't just read it. So I thought like, okay, let's put it here on the Kindle app, and just try to, in air quotes, force myself to just open that Kindle app whenever I feel the urge to doom scroll, to be on YouTube, which also is something that fuels gear acquisition syndrome. And as I said, I saw a lot of these videos about this X4 and X3 e-reader, and I went down the rabbit hole of reviews, and I thought like, okay, I want to buy this thing. But now I kind of stuck to this for 2 weeks now, and it actually works. I really want an e-paper because it's just much more comfortable on my eyes. Instead of, I put this in dark mode and I'm reading Harry Potter, the first book, in dark mode on my phone. And while it is not as comfortable to read on the phone, and yes, the temptation of notifications are still there, I noticed that because this is a book, although I have read this so many times, I've listened to the audiobooks so many times in different versions. German in 2 times with 2 different narrators. In English, in this new version with the full cast edition. And I actually believe I listened to the Harry Potter books in English also twice in 2 different versions with Stephen Fry and another one, if I'm not completely mistaken. So I know the book is in and out. But I noticed, I enjoy this book so much. And whenever I have a little bit of time, switching on a coffee machine and waiting for a reply of the client, instead of doom scrolling, I actively kind of thought to myself, okay, let's not utilize this time that I have for something stupid. Let's read a couple of pages. And then notice I wouldn't say I've gotten already in the complete habit, but it's actually really fun to just open the ebook app, the Kindle app, and I totally can see the benefit of this small little e-reader, but I still want to kind of, in air quotes, force myself to use this phone to read books, because also this is a great phone. Why not try to practice a little bit self-constraint and force, in air quotes, force myself to read a book instead of just doom scrolling. And I put that app in front and center. On Samsung, you actually can do this one-handed gesture, pulling it down, and it actually opens a little pop-up window with all of your recent apps and or your favorite apps. And I put that reading app front and center next to YouTube. I already logged out of Instagram, which works perfectly for me, not going to Instagram that much. So I only go there on my computer to answer DMs. So that worked perfectly, but I still go to YouTube and go down these rabbit holes. So I put that reading app close to the YouTube app. And when I've noticed that I want to go to YouTube, I click that reading app, and it works really well so far. At least with a book that I enjoy. Not sure how it is with a different book. I don't know. But it definitely helps. So long story short, while I still stand by my recommendation to find single purpose dedicated items like gaming devices, like an ebook reader, like a camera, whatever it might be, with the purpose, with the intent to focus yourself, your attention away from this amazing device. Don't get me wrong, I love phones. I love this phone. This is the Fold 5. This is an old phone. So much I love it that I don't replace it. Sometimes you need to get away from that. Either to get away because your attention span is becoming terrible, or to actually get away from work. Not to escape it, but rather to reset your brain. I always say that in my videos that utilizing gaming, for example, for 15 minutes helps me to reset my brain and go back to work with a fresh perspective. And the same thing holds true with reading. So it's not about escapism from your phone, but rather to practice undivided attention to something and hopefully reset your current state of mind to be much more energetic and with a better perspective, solving whatever you have to do during the day. However, it is also very important, especially in this economy, not to excessively spend on things that you potentially don't use. Like in this example with me, I noticed that I didn't use the Kindle as much as I wanted to. And while I still believe that getting the X4, X5, 3 with these tiny little e-readers would be a better choice for me because I would carry it everywhere because it's so small, I still have to acknowledge that I have a capable device, A, and B, I potentially don't read as much as I would like. So I love gaming. So I just know this was a good buy investment because I just do it. I like gaming. With reading, it's a different story. I'm not 100% sure. So my caveat to everything that I say about getting dedicated items, it is really important to, or with any items, to think hardly about, okay, do I need or do I want that item? If I want it, do I have the money, the budget to actually spend on that? And if I don't, or even if I have, does this thing that I want to buy, that I want to invest in, solve a good purpose, or will it gather dust? So that's a really important question. And then next question is, if you actually need it. So that was the one question, the one things that you need to ask yourself. If it's something you need, ask yourself as well, especially in this economy. Again, it is really important. Economy is terrible. First and foremost, always, no matter if you want or need it, do you have the budget? If you have the budget, also ask yourself, is this actually something that I need now? Or is there something else at home that you already own that potentially serves the same purpose? With the example of my bag. Again, I could replace it, but I don't need to. And it's just from the urge that I want to have something new. But this bag that I have, it's great. I don't need to replace it. Yeah, again, this rabbit hole of YouTube, and I'm at fault here as well. I'm a YouTube creator, not necessarily maybe on this channel, although I probably fuel your gear acquisition syndrome with the Xbox Ally or this Anronic device, or now with an ebook reader. But more importantly, on my main channel, I review bags and EDC and travel items. I need to acknowledge, obviously, I am so thankful for all of you watching all of my videos. But I also want to really tell you, hey, Do you need the new bag? Is it really something that you actually can invest in? Can you splurge that money? Do you need it? Do you have some different bag at home already that is good enough? If you want a new bag, do you need to keep the old bag? Stuff like that. Those questions we need sometimes not necessarily to ask ourselves, but at least be aware of them, because we sometimes spend too much on things that we just don't need. So, yeah, again, I'm a huge advocate of single purpose devices, but it's also important to kind of realize if we actually need to spend that money. All right, that was this video. Let me know in your comment section below what are your thoughts about this, and maybe check out my video from yesterday up here. It was about blood and wine. And don't forget, YouTube thinks that you like the video down here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other next video. Thank you very much.